Okay, so real quick, what you're about to see is a recap of the Instagram live video that I did this past week where we spoke about the algorithm and the way it actually works and classifies you as a user and your content, as well as the 5 cycles that a customer could go through before they decide to purchase from you. Again, this is just a recap from the Instagram live. I will be diving more into these subjects on this channel a little bit more frequently. And to anybody that's in the SOS club, you already have access to this on a way deeper insight. So just wanted to put that out there, and I hope this has added some value for you guys. And yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, we are live and direct, getting in. That's what I'm talking about. Mondo, what's good? Paige, I see you in here. Empowered Gents 2021. Let's see who else we got in here. T Lockhart. Okay. Loading up. I hope y'all like the setup. I got a little bit of a different setup right now. But it is because I'm going to be, what's going on, Sierra? I am going to be showing you guys a couple of different things on here. So you guys will be able to see some of the, I guess, the visuals that I have, like visual components for what we're going to be talking about. And so I'll need to be able to just go back and forth. And so that's why I have this set up like this. So, my guy, ATM Samurai. All right, you know what? It's a good amount of people in here. So, I'm not even going to style. We're going to pretty much jump right into it, right? This is being recorded, but I'll let you guys know what it is that I plan on doing with the playback specifically. I just want to let y'all know that I greatly appreciate everybody being up in here. Y'all gonna have to give me a little bit of second just to get used to, like, it's a lot of cameras and stuff. So I'm gonna be looking all over the place. But shouts to Germany in here, man. I just want to say gratitude, right? I love to start off with a moment of gratitude. Just, you know, letting y'all know y'all could have been anywhere on the internet, but y'all are here with me. So I'm gonna do my best to deliver as much value as possible. If there's any questions, any concerns, any comments, feel free to drop them in the chat. This is really a conversation, and I really want to be able to, like I said, just rap with y'all, add as much value as possible. That being said, I took a poll on my story, and most people said that the biggest issue that they have is converting a following to actual buyers. If that is you, drop a 100 in the chat. If you are like, yo, I need more help converting my current following to become actual clients or buyers, do me a favor, drop a 100 in the chat if that is you. And then also drop what you do in the chat. So this way I can make sure that I address some of these things a little bit later on. Tim Fair Music, 100. Bree Woo said 100. Okay, Sierra Devon said a couple of hundreds. Keys, the producer. Okay. Good. So then this is definitely going to hit. It is going to land. It is going to deliver. So I'm going to start off like this, right? First thing you need to know, there is no algorithm. There is no algorithm. I know that sounds crazy, but it is the truth. There is no one algorithm. There's actually about 12. That's only 7. Don't judge me. But anyway, there's actually about 12 different algorithms, right? Depending upon what your niche is and how often you create and how well you connect and deliver with your audience, that is what determines your algorithm, right? So I'm going to give you the insight and the classifications based on how I have classified them. This is done from research that I've collected from using multiple different accounts, whether it be client accounts, my own personal ghost accounts, and from data that I've collected from speaking to developers who have put me onto game inside of the chat that I'm in. I'm in a couple of different Discords, right? And so this is what we have determined when it comes to the algorithm. This is what we've actually done to categorize them. So you are either a server, you are a performer, there's VSMR, storytelling, finance and business, art, entertainment, beauty, and an Internet of Things. Those are the categories that you can fall in line with according to the algorithm, right? Servers, that is somebody who is simply sharing content, just sharing. You aren't creating anything original, anything new, right? That is a server. Performers are people who are doing certain things that are performance based, right? So if you're doing like trick shots, things of that nature, where we actually have to watch something, it's like high entertainment stuff, right? Red Bull will fall under performer content. VSMR, that is anybody who does anything that is visually stimulating. So you're making a bunch of different content that just really looks good, right? You might not be talking about anything in particular. You're just making content that looks good, right? Storytellers, these are people who kind of do what I do, right? You're just a talking head, but it's more about what it is that you're talking about. You're not necessarily giving advice. You may be speaking about the news or things like that, right? You are just simply retelling stories from a different perspective. Then finance and business. These are people who are talking about money. These are people who are talking about credit. All of these things is its own category. Art. This is where pictures are going to perform very well. So if you're doing just photo stuff, you're going to fall under art, right? Entertainment. This is anybody who's doing music. If you're doing jokes, things of that nature. And then beauty. Of course, we know I got a lot of beauty people in here. Shouts to all of my beauty people in here. That is anything to do with makeup, hair. Shouts to Bree Woo in the building. And then Internet of Things. That is kind of like all things tech. So if you're talking about AI, if you're talking about crypto, if you're talking about anything to do with Apple, all types of just technology, period, those are going to be the categories that you fall in according to the algorithm. All right. Now that we got that out the way, you can show up on 4 different levels. You are a prosumer. That is somebody who actually just consumes a lot of content. You are a promoter. That is somebody who is just sharing shit. All you're doing is resharing, reposting, whatever the case may be. You are just a promoter. Platformer. That is somebody who is creating content, but is not doing it effectively or efficiently. Something is missing there. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Or you are proficient, and your proficiency is what affects your ranking and your reach. I'm going to actually be making a post about this probably this week, where actually the CEO of Instagram kind of broke this last part down that I just mentioned, right? He talks about how ranking and reach actually happens. And so I'm going to be kind of quoting him and then telling you guys what it is that I plan on doing. So that being said, I'll go over these the last 4 again. If y'all want me to go over the last 4 again, drop another 100 in the chat and I'll break them down. Let me just see. Shouts to everybody who's still coming in the building. Young Hollywood is in here. 007 Live is in here. Again, if y'all want me to break down the last few categories, okay. Mando said, okay. All right, perfect. Cool. Let's do it. All right, so again, your algorithm is going to react differently. It is going to push you differently based upon the level that it categorizes you, right? Your level is determined by how often and how effective you create content, as well as how vast. How well do you use all parts of the app? This is why you guys are going to be seeing me open up a broadcast channel within the next week, just because I know that that's going to do well to help my reach. Now, the 4 levels are prosumer. You are somebody who is just simply consuming content. That is what you do. You spend 95% of your time consuming content. When you do share something, you're just sharing it to one person. So you're not actually doing the job of keeping enough people on the platform for Instagram to want to rank you high, right? You're not having enough of a wide engagement for Instagram to want to post your stuff out. A lot of you are still in prosumer phase. You just don't know it. Then there is promoter. You are somebody who is resharing things to your story for everyone to see. As opposed to a one-on-one, you're saying, hey, everybody who follows me, you guys should look at this. Your reach is going to be a little bit bigger because you're doing Instagram's job of keeping more people on the platform. Then you can be a platformer. That is like performer, right? But a platformer, you're somebody who strategically and specifically creates on this platform. They love that. They love you. Then you can be proficient. That is someone who is utilizing the platform in its entirety. You are doing multiple posts. You are showing up often, and you are creating things that is keeping people on the platform for quite some time. All right. Hopefully y'all got that and that makes sense. Drop the number 4. I sent 400 DMs today. I don't know if that's the way to do it, my brother. I don't know if that is the way to do it, my brother. There's a lot more efficient ways to get your word out and to reach people. But if that made sense to y'all, drop the number 4 in the chat. Drop that number 4 in the chat, please. All right, perfect. Now, I'm not going to lie, right? After this, I am going to just take a couple of questions from you guys. This way I can make sure that I'm delivering as much value here as possible. All right, but right now, I want to answer everybody's question who was saying that it was a little bit more difficult for them to convert. So, figure it out. Okay. So, what I'm showing you right now is the 5 cycles before the sale. This is what your audience is going to go through before you can sell anything. 5 cycles before the sale. So, I made this little chart just for y'all. I hope you like it. All right, so the first stage that people go through is they're going to find you. That is the awareness stage, right? When they find you, they need to believe that you have a solution for the issue that they are facing, right? This means your bio better be optimized. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, there we go. This means your bio better be optimized, right? If you do a service-based business, make sure you put your location in your bio, right? Don't say Kent Finance as a name if you do fitness, right? Tell me what I can expect to gain from paying you attention. People keep saying that attention is the new currency. That is some bullshit. Attention has been currency. That's why we call it paying attention. All right. So before I pay you attention, I need to know why I am here and what I can get from being here. Don't tell me that you like long walks on the beach. Don't tell me that you are a Gemini and all that extra stuff. Let me know why I am here and whether or not I should stay. All right. So in order to do that, you got to have some engaging content. One of the things that I always help my clients do is optimize their page by putting covers on the reels, right? So if you make reels, if you have reels, you're going to want to make sure that you have covers on them. This way, I know what it is that this reel is about before I tap on this joint. All right? So that's a very big deal. Look, I always tell people, like, when you're doing content, it's like people are coming to your house, right? And if you want people to stay at your house, you got to do something that's worth them taking their shoes off, taking their coat off, right? You got to offer them some food, have some entertainment, have a little conversation. Because if not, I'm going to probably be out. All right? So make sure that things are organized and that things are labeled. Imagine you got a bunch of doors in your crib and there ain't no label on them. People going to be walking in the wrong door not knowing what's going on. That's what you want to do with your covers. You want to make sure that people know off rip, I can click on this cover, see this thing, and be like, oh, this is what this is about. No problem, right? Let's keep going. So have some engaging content. This way they want to stick around. One of the things that you can do is go back and repurpose your popular content. Things that have worked in the past, make them work again. Now, that being said, I have an entire proposal and presentation on repurposing, right? I'll probably do this on another day. If you're in the SOS Club, you will definitely have this. You'll have access to all of these things. But yes, you want to repurpose your content because if it worked before, it will work again. And pro tip, where I'm at, pro tip, when someone comes on your page, they're not going that far back. They're going to swipe a little bit. They're going to see what's popping. They're going to see what's good. So you don't have to worry about them being like, oh, I saw this already. Go far back and recreate some of that same shit that was working. Just make it better. And again, I have a whole presentation on everything you can do to repurpose your content effectively. All right. But let's keep going, because after people find you, they go through an info gathering phase. All right. This is where they're going to research more of your content. Maybe they're going to look at some of your testimonials. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay. This is where your stories come into play, right? Because you want to make sure that your highlights are telling people that your solution has worked for other people, right? Because they're going to be on your page spending more time. They're going to be looking to see if what you have actually works. And so testimonials are going to be key. You're going to show up on their feed regardless of if they follow you, because the algorithm is now heavily prioritizing facial recognition. So you will reappear on their page even if they don't follow you. But if they come and spend a lot of time on your page, you're definitely going to show up on their page, because again, you're doing Instagram's job. Instagram's job and desire is to keep people on this platform for as long as possible. And so if somebody come to my page and they consume 5 pieces of my content, that means they've stayed on my page for 5 minutes. That ain't that long, but it's a long time for Instagram to be like, yo, this person was on this person's page for 5 minutes before. We want to keep them on the platform. Show them that page again. He'll probably spend another 5-10 minutes on there. We don't care whether or not he followed. We are search-based now. This algorithm is heavily, strongly search-based. And again, they just want to keep you on the platform, right? So after they go through the info gathering phase, they go through the evaluation phase. This is where they ask the question, yes, but can this work for me? Right? A lot of people feel as though the solution that you have will not work for them because their problem is unique. And so they will stick around until they convince themselves, or until you tell them that you can solve an adjacent problem and you can contextualize it to them. People need to prove to themselves that your solution is tailored to them. So this is where you go around and you say, look, I was just like you. I experienced this, and this is where I'm at now. Now, I'm not going to lie. Personally, this is where I kind of fall short, because I don't talk a lot about who my products are for enough, right? I don't do a lot of the salesy stuff because I'm so big on just delivering. But if you get specific with who it is that you are helping, it becomes a lot easier. So here's one of the frameworks that we use. I help blank, and you describe the type of people. I help blank people do blank thing without blank. I'm going to say it again. I help blank people do blank thing without blank. That last blank is a common or limiting belief or misconception, right? So I help this kind of people do this kind of thing without this getting in the way, without this belief that is limiting them. That is what your content should actually be aiming to communicate, all right? You need tailored solutions, and you need to be specifically audience focused. Who is the product for? Speak directly to them. Now, after that, they're going to go through the commitment phase. This is where you want to make sure that the process for them to buy is seamless. Make sure that your site is ready. Make sure that you have retargeting campaigns for your email outlets. All of these things are very important when it comes time for them to commit, because we want it to be as frictionless as possible. We want to make sure that it is very easy for people to buy when they are ready to buy. So that means optimizing your website. You want to keep it as simple as possible. I don't want to have to click 20 times on a website in order for me to buy. I also don't want to see too many offers there, because now I don't know which one I'm going to get. A confused buyer is not a buyer at all, right? So when they are ready to buy, allow them to purchase. The last phase is when they are ready to support you. A lot of people get this mixed up because they think that this phase is the support. The support happens when they are willing to say, hey friend, this thing I bought worked for me. You should get one too. This is the most important part. So you better have a way to grab testimonials, because you want to be able to share other people's success. This is the feedback loop that you are looking for. This creates effortless buying. This is one of the most powerful things that you can do, is create a seamless process for people to be able to share in their results and success. A lot of people mess this up and undervalue this, and this is why you don't have longevity. Okay? So, I'll break it down again before I go back to y'all looking at me. All right? 5 stages. People are going to find you. They are going to do more info gathering. They may not even follow you at this point. They might just keep scrolling, but they spend some time on your page. And so now they're going to gather some info and you'll pop back up based on facial recognition. Then they're going to evaluate whatever the offer is that you have. They're going to want to know, can this work for me? Because I need a tailored solution. I'm different. After that, commitment. Now they're ready to buy, but it better be easy, because you would be surprised how many people lose a sale here, right? Last, support. This is where your next sale is going to come from. All right? Tomorrow I'm sharing all testimonials. That's what I'm talking about, Sierra. That's exactly how you better do it.